once again going alone on the Potsy and the Turd show. It's Rob Potsy Potchak. You can follow me at Potchak, P-O-T-C-H-A-K, coming at you tonight to make sure that if you hadn't already heard, and I'm sure that at this point just about everybody who reads any of the wrestling dirt sheets has, CM Punk has quit the WWE after not being booked on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, he actually went ahead and told Vince McMahon personally that he was going home at 7:30 Monday night, instead of actually partaking in anything that they had written for him for Monday Night Raw. A lot of people tend to believe that this has a lot to do with the politics going on backstage, not necessarily the stuff going on with Daniel Bryan, but CM Punk's personal feelings when it comes to part-timers actually getting the spotlight for the major matches. So this would include when he had to do the job, which is losing matches for all you non-wrestling folks, doing the job to The Rock, both at Royal Rumble and at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view last year, and then this year, Dave Bautista coming in. Now, while CM Punk is actually friends with Dave Bautista, he is still a little upset at the fact that a guy like Bautista can come in 1 week before the Royal Rumble, 6 days, in fact, and actually get the main event at WrestleMania, especially a WrestleMania as big as WrestleMania 30 is going to be. The issues that I have with this are that it strongly resembles the Austin moment in 2002, I believe, when Steve Austin was scheduled to lose to Brock Lesnar on an episode of Raw that had not been built up to pay-per-view quality or anything along those lines. And Steve Austin decided that night that he wasn't going to partake in it. He wasn't going to be part of this whole shenanigans, if you will. He knew Brock Lesnar was going to draw money. He knew he was going to be the next big thing. But he didn't feel that coming out on a Monday Night Raw and just having a regular match with a guy like Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold Steve Austin should go down with Brock Lesnar getting one over on him, and in such a way that Brock Lesnar ended up winning the Royal Rumble and the championship at WrestleMania that year anyway, which is interesting because it took over a year for Steve Austin to come back. With CM Punk, it's a little bit different. It's here's a guy who constantly gives 100% in the ring every night. He's great on the mic. When the WWE doesn't exactly have many guys like this anymore. And because of that, it's very disappointing to me as a fan to see this for a couple reasons. One, I think the WWE needed to have a come to Jesus meeting, if you will, and realize that their booking program seems to be a little bit off and a little bit haywire. Daniel Bryan being the number one guy right now, no one gets a pop as big as him, should be looked at as a guy who should be main eventing WrestleMania. And for some reason, unlike when Stone Cold Steve Austin became the biggest guy and he got to main event WrestleMania, we aren't seeing that with Daniel Bryan. We're going to see him now probably get CM Punk's spot in a match with Triple H at WrestleMania because it'll be Daniel Bryan against the Authority. Well, anybody that remembers, Steve Austin went through everybody in the quote-unquote Authority for months before he finally got his just desserts and got his hands on Vince McMahon. But that didn't stop him from getting his WWE Championship matches and a run with the WWE Championship. With Daniel Bryan, it seems to be the exact opposite, and it seems to be something where they're doing everything they can to keep him away from the most valued prize in the WWE. CM Punk, though, let's get back to that. With him, we've got Daniel Bryan, who is actually getting bigger pops than him. We're getting Brock Lesnar, who's being looked at as an animal. We're getting all of this stuff, and more than anything else, CM Punk is almost being overlooked at this point. I can say with myself on this that I didn't really miss him on Monday Night Raw. Although I know that over time, too many Divas matches might actually affect how much I actually watch of Monday Night Raw, as could matches with guys like El Torito that I actually don't really care to watch. So with that said, I'm a little upset at the fact that one of my favorite performers went home and took his ball with him, and now won't be in one of the headline matches at WrestleMania, or at least as of right now, he's completely off of the booking pages for the WWE. The only thing that he is still listed for is the Elimination Chamber, and as of right now, it does not look like he'll actually be part of that either. So his contract was scheduled to be up in July, so a lot of people felt that CM Punk probably wouldn't be here through or after July anyway, unless he actually decided to take the WWE hostage this time and get himself into the main event spotlight for the SummerSlams and things like that in August and September. So there you have it. CM Punk has quit the WWE. Most places have already reported all the information. Apparently, he had concussion tests done on Monday night before he was scheduled for anything, and he actually said that he wasn't gonna put up with the BS for that, and that's not actually supposed to have anything to do with this. A lot of people are giving their opinions. My opinion is pretty simple. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you should change careers. With the WWE, you're actually hired as an independent contractor, so because of that, you can quit a job just like they can fire you on a job. He's probably, with CM Punk, he's probably a multi-millionaire already. So I don't think anything of him wanting to sit there and just jump off board. So that's my feelings on that. There's one thing that I don't think anybody has actually paid attention to, and that's how it may affect CM Punk's girlfriend, who as of right now, based on previous reports, is AJ Lee. So if they're still actually seeing each other, I wonder if this means to get back at CM Punk for leaving Monday Night Raw and leaving the WWE, quote-unquote, high and dry. I wonder if the WWE will actually take it out on AJ and have one of the Total Divas girls end up taking on the championship at Elimination Chamber, or even dropping the belt before that. You know, we've seen Vince McMahon be very forthwith with a lot of different things, like Rob Van Dam when he got caught with pot in his car after winning the WWE Championship at the ECW pay-per-view. He was stripped of it pretty much by losing to the Big Show and I believe Randy Orton back then. I'm not really sure of the Randy Orton one. I know that the ECW Championship definitely got put onto the Big Show about 4 days after the event happened. So Vince McMahon has been known to hold grudges on situations like this. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually holding a grudge and will hold that grudge against AJ, because he can't hold it against one Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, at this point. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop with the CM Punk talk right now, but I am going to bring up something else, and this is video game related for anybody who's out there talking about video games and everything else. Titanfall, everybody's big-time game coming up for the Xbox consoles as well as the PC on March 11th, has announced that they will be having a beta. So I would love to hear from anybody that gets into the beta. I would also love to hear how you got into the beta. So you can drop a line on the Facebook page at facebook.com/Potsy and the Turd. I know that this is a title that I am super, super excited for. Can't wait to get my hands on, and I know that a lot of you folks are the same way. My buddy Nick has been telling me all about it because he was in the alpha, and it really does sound like this game is going to change the way that people play shooters. So with that said, I am even more excited because we might actually get to try Titanfall and the Xbox One out before it actually launches on March 11th. Also, Nintendo came out this past week and actually stated that they have no intentions of dropping the price of the Wii U for the time being, which I have to say is not all that surprising, considering the device probably is barely, if at all, making a profit at the price point that they have it now at $299 with one or two games, depending on which bundle you go with. But at the same time, I also want to point out that they also mentioned that they have no intentions of stopping making hardware. So while the Wii U is their current base of operations for console, and the 3DS and 2DS are both making all the money they can for Nintendo as a handheld, Nintendo has no intent to actually go ahead and become nothing more than a third-party device company. So with that said, they have no intentions of just becoming software. And that kind of surprises me because at this point I tend to believe that Nintendo is really missing something. That I think that they've dropped the ball with the Wii U. They still haven't gotten past the people believing that it's just a peripheral, the controller, the gamepad is just a peripheral for the Wii, because people seem to not really understand that. I almost think that a brand reconstruction of it that maybe takes the U and terms it Wii 2 would actually be something that could possibly help fix it, maybe with a redesign, maybe with the next one to come up or anything like that. But I tend to believe that they really messed up something with one of their biggest markets in the U.S. by just making it look like it was something that was being added to an already existing Wii, when in fact it was actually, a completely new console with completely new interiors on it and everything. A lot of people don't realize that Nintendo really went forward with what the Wii U actually has, being a 1080p gaming machine and everything. But, it's the first time they went high definition. So I tend to believe that a lot of people are missing out on actually being able to play some really cool games. Finally, with Nintendo, the last big announcement that they made is that one of the titles that will probably sell some Wii U's for them, Mario Kart 8, will actually be available in March in the United States. So anybody listening to this that already has a Wii U and intends to pick up Mario Kart, now you actually have a firm window of when it's going to release. Nintendo's known for releasing things in the first couple weeks of May almost every year, so this does not really blow my mind or anything with the release window of it. It does mean that it'll be out just a little bit before E3, which is perfect for them as well, because as we all know, last year they didn't even do a keynote or anything like that. They just did early access to a lot of their programming and everything. So it'll be interesting to see where Nintendo goes for the next 6 months or something, or so, because with Mario Kart coming out, they'll probably have a bundle that comes packaged with Mario Kart. Wouldn't be surprised if they come out with some sort of wheel attachment for the gamepad, although I don't think it's necessary at all. I'm excited to see titles like that. I'm excited to see Smash Brothers probably coming up as their November window title or something along those lines. But for Nintendo to remain viable with what Sony and Microsoft are doing, the only way they're going to do it is by putting out stellar product and continuing to do so, because right now the hype is all on, can I get an Xbox, can I get a PlayStation, and it's not on, hey, I can get a Wii U, what can I play on it? Mario and Zelda were both given very, very high scores, and I think Mario was actually given a 10 from almost everybody in terms of major reviewers. So I have to say I'm not surprised that they're sticking with their guns on it, but at the same time it's a little disappointing. I'd like to see Nintendo actually become a software company, because I think they could make a lot more money if Mario Kart came out for everything. But then again, what do I know? I'm just sitting here talking about this stuff, and I'm giving them their just due and their airtime here. That's about all I've got for tonight, guys. I'm hoping to have Ward on the show soon. Our day-to-day schedules have been not exactly working well for each other to be able to do this. So that's why I'm giving you snippet episodes instead of a full hour, because I don't think anybody would want to listen to me for that. So with that said, I am going to sign off. As always, our song is presented by Adam's House Cat. Thanks so much for that. And as you can hear, here it comes.